now all the furniture has been washed, has been dried. We washed this floor, put a fresh piece of carpeting down. So now it's just a matter of deciding where I'm going to put the furniture, adding the little hammocks, adding bedding, and then the food and water, and last but not least, branches. So now I have to start thinking, I want to make it a little different than last time, but not too different, so that they have a little bit of excitement, but they also recognize it. So I think I'm going to try putting the nest box in that corner. Got to go very carefully because you can very easily hurt a mouse, especially since there's this little lid. Make sure it doesn't squish anybody. So we'll put that there, and then we'll push this against here, and this will actually make a really good platform for all the waterers. It's nice and up high, and they won't get bedding into it, and they'll really like the nest box like this because it'll be a nicely hidden away little cubby hole. They'll love it. So then I think we got the hammock, and we have this, and we also have the water tower. I'll get the water tower next and put it over here. That's where I had it last time, and it was actually a very practical place to have it. So I'm going to try again this time. Again, you have to be really careful because they always want to be involved. Yeah, there's the water tower. That looks kind of good. Yeah, happy with it so far. And then we have this little hammock barn, and then we also have the big hammock barn. So go get this one over. I'm very careful where I set it down so I don't inadvertently hurt anybody. So I always have to keep in mind that I've got these little holes on either side. Don't want them gaining access to that, so I can't put anything too high in the corners. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put this hammock barn over there and try the big one over here. Again, I've got to be really careful. There's no little mousies around that could get hurt. So let's put this one here. Let's see what it looks like. It looks nice. Make them feel quite safe in their little water tower because it's a little bit sheltered now. Yeah, I think I like that. So I think I'll put this little, I'll put this over here, that little small hammock, and then I think I'll put this little contraption over there. Yeah. And then I have to add all the different ladders. There we go. Now we have big ladders, little ladders. So I think this little one goes right here. It's kind of difficult with Midas in the way. So these are attached via Velcro, and I find that very useful. And then you got this little one, and I'll put that here so they can come in and out. There. So the next step will be adding fresh hammocks, fresh little pieces of carpeting, and like in here, fresh piece of carpeting, and there a fresh piece of carpeting, and then here a fresh piece of carpeting. And then I have to put some bedding in there, and I also will put a little bit of bedding spread around, especially in the corners, because they tend to like to go in corners. Oh, she managed. She's a really athletic little Gracie. Okay, this is exciting, even though I think they're starting to get a little tired. It's a lot of excitement today. So, get to the next phase of things. She's so shiny. So glory. Yeah, they're starting to get a bit sleepy. Okay, next step. It's actually a two-person job, but he was being actually, be careful, sometimes they like to steal them. Yeah, he's always very involved, this little fella. And I usually put them through like this, and then I loop them around, which is difficult to show one-handed. So you just loop them around like this, and that makes a really sturdy attachment. Like this. Again, it's a two-handed job. I just wanted to show you what he's like. He's always, always there, being a little pest. This little hammock is all ready to go. Now onto this one, and this one, because it's so small, I think I'll put it on its side, and that'll make it easier to put this one on. And now he's going to come over to this side. Yep, there he is. Little Midas, making things a little complicated. As I try and put this on. And again, I think it's a two-handed project. I'm going to have to put the camera down fairly soon. Especially difficult because I have all these little helpers. Okay, gotta put the camera down. Okay, little fella, that's all put on, and be very careful not to squish him accidentally. Put it in the corner. There. Now it's time to add comfy, cozy little carpeting everywhere. Good for little mousy feet. Like this. Oh, you're just so awesome. You know that, Midas? So awesome. You're so awesome. Okay. Carpeting next, and then bedding. This is where everybody is right now. Kind of crowded. But unfortunately, guys, I need to put a little piece of carpeting in here, so I'm going to have to evict everybody. There's other places you can go that are just as nice. Yeah, just for a short time. Just got to get a little piece of carpeting cut for this. And then it'll be much cozier in here. And you guys are going to like it even more. Right now, I'm cutting a piece of carpeting to go into this little hut. And I'm using a piece that has been chewed up quite a lot over the years. So I've cut out the shape. Very easy to draw on. You just use Sharpie, and it's got all these lines on it, so it really helps with the making sure that you have straight lines and everything is in order. And when you cut it, it's got this sort of little bit of plastic backing, so it won't unravel on you. It'll just stay put, and that's what makes it wonderful material to work with. Fleece is the same, but fleece isn't as heavy and it doesn't stay in place as well. The stuff stays in place really well. So I should get cutting it. So it's nicely cut, and now it hopefully will fit in here. Sometimes it needs a little readjustment, but I think this is perfect. And they will like it even more now that it has something soft and cozy in there. And put it back on. And now I'm going to be putting a little bit of fleece on top of some of these because they do like to sit up there, and that makes it just a little bit nicer for them. So I think that's what I'll do next. Belle and Midas. Belle's quite a noisy little mouse. She squeaks a lot, and that's why I called her Belle. Carpeting, everywhere carpeting needs to be. Fleece hammocks, where all the fleece hammocks need to be. And then I put some more corn cob in the digging box, and now I'm adding some paper-based Uber bedding, just a little bit in the areas where they're most likely going to mess. So that'll be the corners, because mice have this instinct to go in corners. And I've got to be careful because I've got these curious little ones. Now I think everybody's getting a little tired now. So we have a little less of a frenzy of activity. But I can still expect a few little mousies to be around here as I spread the Uber bedding in a very shallow layer everywhere. That'll probably be about enough for now. It just never gets tired. Go into it. So this little girl, Pixie, and little Gracie. Now I remove this, but I've got to make sure I didn't inadvertently take a mouse with me. Oh, I think it's fine. So the next step will be some torn up tissue paper, and I'm going to have to bring all the driftwood back. So we'll get that done, and also food and water. And then we're pretty close to being done. The only thing I'll do after that still is get some fresh aspen branches, and then that'll round off everything. So now I'm going to go and collect some aspen branches. And I'm very lucky that I live on a few acres, and we have a really lush, thick stand of aspen branches close to at the edge of our property here. Often though I go over a field, but right now I'm a little bit of a time crunch, so I'll harvest from our own property. Don't want to take too many because it's kind of a nice privacy shield, but I can take a few branches to make my little mice very happy. They really, really enjoy aspen branches. So here they are, and I'll have to see which ones I'm going to take. I don't want to really thin them out too much. Ah, that's a nice one. So you just break it off like this. Usually they come off fairly easy. There we go. Sometimes I bring something to cut with, but they break off really easy. And the nice thing about aspens is they grow back very fast, so you don't have to feel too guilty about taking the branches. They'll grow back in no time. Oh, and this is actually reasonably healthy. You can see that they all have this silvering that's happening. There's a tiny little caterpillar that likes to dig tunnels in aspen leaves and turn them silver, which is kind of a shame. But this is actually a nice looking lot, and the mice will still really, really enjoy them. And finally, the cage is all clean, all nicely done. It will be good for another 2 or 3 weeks before it needs cleaning again. And the mice are going to love it. They're a little bit tuckered out, but that doesn't stop them from waking up, checking out their new digs. So I think now I'm just going to go over everything, what we all have in this cage. We have a nice big bowl of food. We've got plenty of water. And the only reason I'm giving them this much water right now is because we're a little bit in uncertain times. And if I were to get ill, I want to make sure that I could leave them for a few days and they would be fine. So they have extra water. And then in here is their nest box. That's where they'll probably choose to sleep. And then they have their digging box with corn cob. They'll really enjoy digging in there. And we've got all these branches because mice love to climb. So we've got lots of branches for them to climb. And then this is one of their favorite nest box, the water tower. And there's already somebody snoozing in there. That looks like little Gracie. And then I'll put extra carpeting up here so they've got cozy places to relax if they want to. Same with this hammock. And then we've got the proper hammock underneath there because mice really love hammocks. And little ladders so they can easily come and go. Plus extra bedding in some places so that they can make themselves a nest if they want to. And we've got more food, more water. Also got a station for seed mix. Once a day I give everybody a little bit of seed mix. And I haven't quite decided where I'm going to put the station. Maybe right here is a good place to put it. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll just move this out of the way a little bit. Yeah, that'll make a good seed mix station. So they love seed mix, but you don't want to give it too much to them because they can get overweight. It's not that healthy for them. So what I've compromised on is once a day they get a bowl of seed mix, and then the rest of the time they have to eat their kibble, which isn't quite as popular, but that keeps them healthy. And I certainly do have very healthy little mice right now. So I think I'll do a little bit of filming just to see how they adjust to it. Mice are always super excited to have new cages. And the main reason behind this is because in the wild they have to know their territory very well, and any changes have to be investigated. And this is so that if they encounter predators, they know exactly which route to take, how to escape, and also when it comes to finding food and shelter and all that, they need to know the environment very well. So my little mousies still have that instinct, so as soon as you get a new cage, everybody's out, everybody's investigating. And I think they also get a high from it. It seems to make them very happy. Always a fun time when there's a new clean cage. So much to investigate, so much to climb on, so much to dig, so much to do. Just a fun fun time for everybody. These were actually a really good idea. Somebody I was working with at the time, he suggested that I, when I build the cage, I have these so that it's easier to film them at carpet level. So I can put this down. The only thing, it is kind of distracts them because, again, it's something new. But they should settle down. I think I'll just do a little bit of filming before we call it a day.